fight for freedom wherever there's trouble. G.I. Joe is there. G.I. Joe, American hero. G.I. Joe is there.
Yet another woman has come forward in accusing NFL star DeSean Watson of sexual assault. In total, 25 massage therapists have now alleged that they were forced to perform sexual acts on the now infamous football star from Houston. Which begs the question, there are 25 massage parlors in Houston? A city known for the oil industry apparently has embraced even more oil-related jobs. Now, oil exploration is tough, but Mr. Watson has somehow managed to keep his streak alive. They say football is a game of inches, and Mr. Watson is living, throbbing embodiment of it. The football star has been suspended for 11 games and fined $5 million. Watson's attorneys, however, are asking for leniency, claiming that boys will be boys and his boys just can't sit still. For their part, the NFL has launched a formal probe into these allegations, led by none other than senior VP named Lisa Friel. What the f***? Haven't they learned anything? Leave any women out of this, or you'll have another probe in your hands. At Jihad Joe, we just can't get enough of this story out of Dearborn, Michigan, where Muslims are finally realizing their American dream of hating the other. The school board finally met on homosexual erotica found in the children's library, and as you could expect, it was quite a scene. Our Jihadi Joe was present to take it all in.
And I reject any notion that parents here are filled with hate or bigotry. The parents don't want their kids sexualized. If other people want to sexualize their kids, that's their business.
If I wanted to sexualize a minor, I would have gotten a child bride from back home. Besides, they already know how to cook.
My assessment that some members of this board have inclined towards an insane, liberal LGBT ideology that holds many fanatical views, but none so deranged as the idea that is good and students should have access to material in school as part of education.
Have you tried pleasuring yourself to a Sears catalog from the Middle East? These kids have it easy. Just walk into the library.
Ladies and gentlemen, members of the Board of Education, if democracy matters, we are the majority here in Dearborn. Let us draw the boundaries on appropriateness.
Democracy. Sharia law will fix all of this. When is the first hanging?
If you cave and remove these books, they may believe they've won, but it doesn't make them right.
We will not be satisfied with just removing these books. They must be sent to the most liberal state in the country and burned for heat. Surely you will feel the warmth of the hellfire.
I am sick of the only books that my son can read are about slavery and lynching, things that I find disgusting.
Now you got my attention. Tell me more. Have you read the one about the Armenian genocide by the Ottomans, or when we killed an entire town of Jews?
But we are always reading about those things. We never get to read about love.
If only I loved something as much as you love the buffet. You must be hiding donuts in your sock drawer.
Let's talk about what this really is. You hate gay people, and it's obvious.
What took you so long to figure that one out, genius? You look like the kind of guy who skipped the honor roll for a Tootsie Roll. Be honest.
The elections are only 2 weeks away, and Democrats are so desperate that they're advocating for death. First up, Bill Gates is claiming that Europe's high energy costs are good for the long run and will speed up the transition away from natural gas. Meanwhile, if you freeze to death this winter, maybe you should have hugged a wind turbine. For a guy who named his company Micro and Soft, Mr. Gates sure has an affinity for big things that will mess you up hard. Speaking of which, Democrat candidate for Georgia Governor Stacey Abrams had a similar message for those of us struggling to make ends meet.
Like that, what could you do as governor to alleviate the concerns of Georgia voters about those livability, daily, hourly issues that they're confronted with?
But let's be clear. Having children is why you're worried about your price for gas. It's why you're concerned about how much food costs. For women, this is not a reductive issue. You can't divorce being forced to carry an unwanted pregnancy from the economic realities of having a child.
As long as a Chinese kid can make manakis, he can live. But if your American kid eats too much cereal and milk, off with his head. As many minorities start to move away from the Democrat Party, liberals are trying to paint them as racists. New York Times writer Charles Blow is one of them and has come up with a new theory, quote, with the browning of America, white supremacy could simply be replaced by a form of light supremacy, in which fair-skinned people perpetuate a modified anti-Blackness rather than eliminating it. That means Senator Pocahontas maybe has a career after Congress, and it might include white bedsheets. Activist Shaun King can now cut the line at the barbershop free of guilt. And Kamala has free reign to lock up even more dark-skinned brothers. Late-night pudgy comedian James Corden is in the news after being banned from popular French restaurant in New York. According to the owner, Mr. Corden ordered an egg yolk only omelet and yelled at the server upon finding a small portion of egg white in it. These liberals are so woke, they don't even want white in their eggs. Rumor has it that he's now divorcing his wife and marrying Coco Chow. I can't wait for the kids to be born.
G.I. Joe.